We spend our entire lives waiting for a moment that never comes. We wait for the big break. We wait for the lucky trade. We wait for the stars to align. We treat wealth like a lottery ticket, and we treat our lives like a waiting room. In the last video, we started building your fortress using the 10% rule. If you have executed that protocol, you are currently accumulating capital. You are building a wall of bricks. Day by day, brick by brick, your fortress is rising. But the moment you start building, you become a target. The universe has a way of balancing things. When you have nothing, you are ignored. When you have gold, you are hunted. There are forces that want to tear your fortress down. Some of these forces are external: scammers, inflators, market crashers, and opportunists who smell your money from a mile away. But the most dangerous force is not outside the walls. It is inside. It is your own greed. It is your own ignorance. It is your own hesitation. You are the siege engine that will destroy your own fortress if you are not careful. Today, we are continuing our deconstruction of the richest man in Babylon. We are moving from the accumulation phase to the defense phase. We are going to tackle the two most misunderstood concepts in finance: luck and risk. We are going to learn how to engineer good luck mathematically, and we are going to learn how to spot a fool before he destroys your money. Welcome to the Guardian Protocol. To understand how to protect wealth, we must first understand how to lose it. And trust me, losing it is much faster than making it. Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, did not start as a genius investor. He started as a naive optimist. He started as a fool. After saving his first copper coins for a year, sweating in the scribe hall, denying himself luxuries, he finally had a small pile of capital. He was proud. He felt rich. And like most young men with a little bit of money, he got impatient. He didn't want to wait another 10 years to be wealthy. He wanted it now. So he looked for an investment. He gave his savings to a bricklayer named Asymmetry. Asymmetry was a friend. He was trustworthy. He was a hard worker. Asymmetry told Arkad he was traveling to the distant seas of Phoenicia. He said he would buy rare jewels from the Phoenicians, bring them back to Babylon, and sell them for a massive profit to the wealthy nobles. They would split the earnings. It sounded like a perfect plan. High returns, passive income, easy money. Arkad handed over his entire year's savings, his entire fortress, and waited. He spent weeks dreaming of the jewels. He calculated his profits before he had them. But when Asymmetry returned, he brought back bad news. The Phoenicians had cheated him. They sold him bits of colored glass that looked like gems, but were worthless. Arkad lost everything. The copper coins he had enslaved himself to save were gone. His entire first year of discipline was wiped out in a single trade. Why did this happen? Was Arkad unlucky? No. Was he a victim of a scam? Yes, but that is not the root cause. The root cause was that he trusted a bricklayer to buy jewels. He trusted a man based on friendship, not on competence. He ignored the laws of gravity in finance. This brings us to the fourth cure for a lean purse: guard thy treasures from loss. Arkad says, "Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep." In the modern world, the bricklayer looks different. The bricklayer is your cousin giving you stock tips at Thanksgiving dinner. He loves you. He means well, but he is broke. Why would you take financial surgery advice from someone who is bleeding? The bricklayer is the fitness influencer with six-pack abs telling you which crypto coin to buy. You trust him because he is fit, so you assume he is smart with money. This is called the halo effect. It is a trap. The bricklayer is you, thinking you can day trade the market because you watched 2 videos on YouTube and joined a Discord server. The lesson is harsh but simple. The penalty of ignorance is destruction. Wealth is not built by hitting home runs. Wealth is built by singles, doubles, and not striking out. Warren Buffett's first rule of investing is never lose money. His second rule is Never forget rule number 1. If you lose 50% of your portfolio, you need a 100% gain just to get back to zero. Defense is more important than offense. If you want to protect your fortress, you must learn to filter the noise. But Victor, you might ask, if I am too careful, won't I miss out? If I only invest in boring things I understand, won't I miss the 100 times returns? Won't I miss out on luck? This is the fear that drives people into risky bets. They are terrified that luck will pass them by. They see their neighbor getting rich on a meme coin and they feel pain. But what is luck? Most people think luck is random. They think it is a lightning strike from the gods. They think you just stand there and wait to get hit. Arkad dedicates an entire section of his teachings to the goddess of good luck. And his conclusion is surprising. He says, "Men of action are favored by the goddess of good luck." He tells the story of a man who found a wealthy merchant willing to buy his flock of sheep at a great price. It was late in the evening. The desert wind was blowing. The merchant was in a hurry to continue his journey. The price was excellent. The deal was laid out. But the man hesitated. He started to overthink. He said, "It is dark. My sheep are tired. They need water. We cannot count them properly in the torchlight. I will sell them to you in the morning." He disguised his fear as prudence. He went to sleep confident he had made a smart deal. But during the night, the city gates opened. 4 other herdsmen arrived in the city from the countryside, driving thousands of sheep into the market. By morning, the market was flooded with supply. The price of sheep crashed instantly. The merchant no longer needed the man's flock because he could buy cheaper elsewhere. The opportunity was gone. The man was not unlucky. He was unprepared to act. He allowed procrastination to steal his fortune. Luck is not magic. Luck is a mechanic. I want you to write down this equation. Luck equals preparation plus opportunity plus action. Let's break that down. Preparation is the fortress. If you have no savings, you have no preparation. When the housing market crashes and houses are selling for pennies on the dollar, that is an opportunity. But if you have no cash in your fortress, you cannot buy. You are just a spectator watching history happen. You are the man watching the rain fall while his bucket is full of holes. Opportunity is the market cycle. It happens all the time. Markets crash. New technologies emerge. Businesses go on sale. Opportunity is always there. But action? Action is the variable that most people fail. If you have the cash and the opportunity comes, but you are too scared to pull the trigger, you have no action. You are just a dreamer. True luck happens when you build the fortress. You study the game so you recognize the fat pitch, and when it comes, you swing with conviction. So, we have a paradox. We must act decisively to catch luck, but we must be cautious to avoid the bricklayers. How do we balance this? How do we know the difference between a golden opportunity and a colored glass scam? How do we know if we are being brave or being stupid? We need a system. We need a filter. I call this the competence filter. Before you deploy a single dollar from your fortress into any investment, you must run it through 3 questions. This is your due diligence protocol. If the investment fails even one question, you walk away. No exceptions, no FOMO, no regrets. Question number 1, the source. Is the person giving me this advice a proven expert in this specific field? Notice I said specific field. A doctor is smart, but a doctor is not an expert in real estate. A tech billionaire is a genius, but he might be terrible at macroeconomics. Intelligence is not universal, it is specific. If a bricklayer offers to buy you jewels, you say no. If a jeweler offers to buy you jewels, you listen. In the age of the internet, everyone is an expert, so you must look at their incentives. Did they make their wealth doing the thing they are teaching? Or did they make their wealth selling you a course about the thing? There is a massive difference. If a man claims to be a master trader, show me his audited returns. If he cannot show them, he is a salesman, not an investor. If you follow a salesman, you will end up buying what he is selling, not what he is owning. Question number 2, the mechanism. Can I explain exactly how this investment generates profit to a 10-year-old child? This is the most important question. If you buy a rental property, the mechanism is simple. You own the house, the tenant pays rent, you pay the bank, you keep the difference. Simple. If you buy a stock in a company, the mechanism is simple. The company sells products, makes a profit, and shares that profit with you through dividends or buybacks. But what about that new DeFi token that promises 400% interest? Where does the money come from? Is it yield farming? Is it rehypothecation? Is it Ponzi-nomics? Is it taking money from new investors to pay old investors? If the answer is it's complicated, or it's an algorithm, or you don't understand the tech, you are the victim. If you cannot see the source of the yield, you are the yield. Complexity is the camouflage of the scammer. Clear mechanism is the hallmark of the honest deal. Never invest in a black box. Question number 3, the asymmetry. If this goes to 0, is my fortress still standing? Arkad teaches us that we should not put our principal at risk. This means we protect the base at all costs. You can take risks with your profits, but never gamble the fortress. If an investment requires you to leverage everything you own, it fails the filter. If a sure thing requires you to borrow money you cannot pay back, it fails the filter. True wealth is about staying in the game. It is about survival. If you get wiped out, you can't play. And if you can't play, you can't compound. Survival is the highest form of skill. The goal is not to get rich this weekend. The goal is to get rich forever. Now, let's operationalize this. We do not consume content on this channel. We execute. We build systems. Here is your challenge for the next 7 days. I want you to perform a risk audit on your life. I want you to open your portfolio, look at everything you own, look at your stocks, your crypto, your side projects, even your savings account. I want you to apply the competence filter to each one line by line. Why did you buy that specific coin? Was it because you researched the white paper, you understood the tokenomics, and you believe in the utility? Or was it because a guy on Twitter with a cartoon profile picture said it was going to the moon? If it was the guy on Twitter, you trusted a bricklayer. Sell it. Get out. Look at that business idea you are pouring money into. Do you understand the mechanism of profit? Have you ever sold that product before? Or are you just hoping it works out because you hate your job? Hope is not a strategy. If you don't understand it, stop spending money on it. Go learn first, then invest. This week, I want you to clean house. I want you to liquidate the stupidity. It is better to have your money sitting in your fortress account, earning a boring 5% interest, than to have it deployed in a casino game you don't understand. Cash is not trash. Cash is a call option on future opportunity. When you sell the garbage, you increase your liquidity. You increase your preparation, so that when the goddess of good luck sends a real opportunity your way, when the market crashes, when the asset is distressed, when the real deal appears, you are not like the sheep trader who hesitates. You are ready. You have the cash. You have the knowledge. And you strike. Arkad's wisdom is thousands of years old, but human nature hasn't changed. We are still greedy. We are still impatient. We are still looking for shortcuts. The Guardian Protocol is your shield against your own nature. It forces you to slow down. It forces you to ask hard questions. It forces you to respect the difficulty of earning gold. Build the fortress, guard the fortress, and only open the gates when you see a true opportunity. In the next video, we will tackle the monster that keeps most people awake at night: debt. We will discuss the strategy of the camel trader and how to pay off your creditors without starving yourself. Class dismissed.